Woo! It's amazing. It's amazing when you know you have a dream and you know you have a dream. And you only have limited time to do so many things that you need to make sure that you put in place. You keep driving. You keep being driven, even on weekends, when you want to rest, relax, and it's nice and raining like it is today. And I'm like, nah, you know what? I need to make sure that I put in place certain things, certain goals that I have for 2023. So if I'm going to make sure that I celebrate at the end of the year that I did it and I can check off, there's nothing as good as checking off the things that you have put on a list. So that's what I'm doing this year. And right now I'm on my way to the studios where I'm going to read audiobooks again for teenage girls questions and answers and teenage boys questions and answers. I did the parenting questions and answers last week, and this week I want to make sure that I finish the two books for the teenage girls and the teenage boys. And what inspired me to put those three books together, the parents, teenage boys, teenage girls questions and answers, is the 15 years of work that I did with parents and teenagers. And these questions were questions that they brought in therapy, in counseling, whether it's the parents that are asking what to do or the parents are asking, more information about certain things that today's teenagers are going through. So what I did was I put together all those questions so that, if there are any mothers, which I know there are many mothers that never get to sit with a counselor or a therapist to work through things with their teenagers, they now can have those books as references. What do I do about drugs? What do I do about my teenage wanting to date? They're only 14 or they're only 16 or, even at 18, they're still your child. It's hard to go through that. So I wanted to make sure that you have, if you're a parent or a grandparent, because many, if you're not a parent anymore, guess what, you're a grandparent, so, or you work with people that are teenagers, or maybe you have a church organization that have teenagers. These books are really helpful for those kind of discussions. So they're put in a place where I ask a question, I give my answer as a professional, but then it also opens up dialogue between counselors, parents, and even teenagers among themselves in their own group. They can come up with they can read one of those questions and say, what do you think? And what do you think? What did your mom say? And you know what? This is what my mom said. And they can have, discussions that are actually very conducive to each one of them learning something about how, people will address different questions in different perspectives, right? So I wanted to do that, because then it's also very helpful for counselors that are coming in. And what I notice is, in life, it's almost like a cycle that is going on. I'm a therapist that has been a therapist for 25 years. My time is coming to an end where I will be closing down my practice, and there are new therapists that are coming on. I am a supervisor that have been supervising new therapists, and they are opening up their own private practices. So it's also a guide that these therapists can also use in their groups, in their individual sessions, and they can use those kind of books. These books, either the audio or the book itself, the books are on Amazon. So I'm very excited about doing this part, because I know it is a reference that will forever be useful. I have a grandchild, who just turned 4 years old and I'm looking at my niece, who's the mother of our grandchild, and it's like, what, I think she needs a little bit of help, with this young one. When she gets to be a teenager, it's going to be something else. So what a great thing it is to have that reference around, that she can have that reference as saying, what, this is a reference of a book that I can use in order for me to get along, with my teenager, or also to help my teenager. 2 C's that are always key to parenting teenagers and also to teenagers with their parents. That is communication and connecting. you want to connect with them and communicate with them more, they want to communicate with you and connect with you more. And that's what these two books, are. Let me drive off because my manager is waiting in the studios, and I know every time that I run there late, Mr. Ronaldo is looking at me and just rolling his eyes. It doesn't say anything, and I know what it is. Like, are you serious? You're late. So I don't want to be late. Let me go. Have a wonderful weekend. And to all of you that have dreams, never ever give up. But what it is it takes time, it takes dedication, it takes commitment, but you gotta keep at it. You gotta keep at it and keep doing what you need to do. Until then, you know me, Dr. Stem. Be encouraged.